Hello everybody, welcome to the KNX booth of Busch-Jaeger. My name is Peter de Jager and I'm the product manager of this new device, the Busch-RoomTouch, or how it's called outside of Germany, ABB-RoomTouch. So the goal for today is to give you a short introduction to this new device, and by every new device, we always look at the goals and of course the known issues, how we can solve this. And in this case we wanted to create a device that would fit in every room of every home or every commercial building. And it should not only fit from the dimensions of course, but it should also look good. It should be made from the high quality or high quality of materials, have enough functions of course to fit to a room, and it should be especially be easy to control, almost like your smartphone. So we came up with this 5-inch high resolution KNX display that of course has all necessary KNX functions on board, and but has also some special features. From one of the most important ones for us is that it has a complete new UI and UX concept, but I will explain a little bit more of it a little bit later. Then another nice feature is that you can choose if you want to mount it horizontally or vertically, or it's also called landscape or portrait. And yeah, of course you have to choose it in front, because it's you cannot change it on site. It lays very flat on the wall. It's only 11 millimeters thick. It has a built-in temperature sensor, a proximity sensor and brightness sensor, and with this last one of the features of that is to change your light theme to your dark theme when it's become a little bit darker in the room. And another feature of the brightness sensor is that when it senses that the complete room is dark, then it can go much faster in his standby modus, so you could save a little bit of energy with that. Okay, we think the amount of features will fit for every building type, and for some of the building types, for instance hotel and commercial, we also added some extra feature. It's called an info starting page that shows some information when the customer or someone is entering the room. It can show you a welcome message, and it can be a combination of static text or a received 14-byte text. So I think a very nice feature for hotels and for instance meeting rooms. We have only two devices, one white one and one black one, and of course in both brands, in Busch-Jaeger brand and ABB brand, and to fit in every country specific installation type, so we had to make a separate flush mounting box. And this flush mounting box can be used for brick and for gravity walls, so there is no separation in that. The panel has not only a built-in temperature sensor, but it has also a temperature controller inside, and this can be even expanded with or made more accurate by adding an external temperature sensor that can be connected to the built-in analog input. Also, there is a binary input, and you can connect a normal switch or a push button with that to make it maybe easier to switch on the first lights when you enter the room. And there's another very nice feature. Yeah, I think all the features are nice, but especially this one. There is a haptic feedback, so you don't not only hear what you are doing, but you also can feel what you are doing, and it's I think a very nice thing. Of course, all these features can be switched off if you want to. So this is the complete list with functionalities. You could say the device has 30 control elements, but maybe you could say even 31, because there is also a so-called primary function. That is when you put your whole hand on the device, then you can switch the primary function or activate the primary function. And you can see here it can be 1 bit and 1 byte, or a light scene, for instance, that you can activate. Then you see the most standard KNX functionalities, like switching, dimming, of course, but we added a new one. It's called the split unit control. And this is specially made in combination with our split unit gateway that we have to control the split units. There are not only KNX functions in there, of course, or KNX control elements in there. There are also other applications in there, like you have the possibility to add time programs, or the end customer has the possibility to add time programs, a total 10 with 6 time slots each. Additional, you have also the scene actuators, so you can store directly your preferred scenes in the device itself, and it has also this nice feature that you have a dim object for each scene that you can dim up and down your complete scene with a dimmer, and then it's only a temporary change of your light scene, because when you activate the scene again, then you get your old values again. There's a navigation, or not a navigation, and a notification center in there. You can have up to 20 notifications that are pop-ups that shown directly full screen on your display. Of course, also you hear then some sound. The sound can be one of the sounds that we added in the device, but you can also choose your own sound. You could put on the micro SD card. But later on you will see that we have more features for this micro SD card. But one of the things is here the sounds. The other thing that you could do is export the notifications themselves to the SD card, and you can open it then with your Excel, and you can then see when a notification was coming, when it was acknowledged, when it was gone. And these 3 events are stored, and you can then use it for any thing to evaluate what happened. Okay, the internal RTC I already mentioned. Maybe it's nice to know that the same one that we have in more devices of us, the so-called Klima Eco sensors, has also this same RTC in there. And at the end we have also 10 logical functions to complete the whole thing. You see, there is not much different between what you just saw was landscape and this portrait. the most important thing is the number of pages. So in the landscape mode you have 10 pages, but the maximum that you can have on controls on one page is 3, and therefore you can have only 10 times 3, so 30 controls. But some controls take some more space. For instance, the RTC or the audio control uses a complete page, so then you have some less features. In portrait mode, it's a little bit different. You have 6 pages, but on every page you could have up till 10 controls, and then automatically there is a main page created of these 6 pages, so you can then see this as page jumps. So you jump from this main page to the page that you want, and there you can have up to 10 controls. So this is the biggest difference. The functionalities are all the same. So commissioning is done by the so-called DCA, or device commissioning application. This is just new in the, I think it was the ETS 572 that implemented. We implemented some new features that made it possible to make this a little bit larger DCA. This DCA is not only for this device, so not only for the RoomTouch, but also for our Smart Touch, and the 2 new panels that we also have, the 7 and the 10-inch IP Touch displays, are also commissioned by the same DCA. Some technical details. So our goal was to have a very good view angle, so we came up to 80 degrees in all directions. That means that it's not important anymore from which side you look, or which height you are mounting the device. We say the best height is 1.50 m, so a little bit on your eye height, so where your eyes are. But you can also mount it on the normal standard height of a switch. It's all up to you. And another thing that's it's good to mention here is that the device needs a separate power supply. You see it's a 24-volt DC power supply that you need, and the maximum current that one panel takes is 250 milliamps, but it's only the maximum. Normally it lays around 100 milliamps. I think the rest are already mentioned and are mostly standard. Then we go to the back and the front and the side of the device, and you see on the first picture you see at number 2, this is the area where the brightness sensor and the proximity sensor are located. The proximity sensor is of course used for getting the device out of their sleeping mode or standby mode, or even out of his screensaver mode. So when you enter the device, it automatically wakes up. This can be adjusted between about 50 centimeters and 20 centimeters, 50 and 5 centimeters. There is some adjustment possible. Then in the middle you see the back of the device. You see in totally 4 connections. Connection 1 and 2 are for the KNX and for the external power supply. Good to know that there are standard KNX terminals, so no special ones. The normal black and red and the yellow and white ones are there. And then on the bottom you see the separate connection. It's a screw terminal that can be wired, and then you can push it here into the device. It's for the external temperature sensor and for the binary input. Then there are some more numbers here on the screen. You see, so 7 is, for instance, the micro SD card slot, and what I said already, some features, but the other features are programming device can be done through the micro SD card, but it can also be directly done on the by the bus. Then you could put some photos on the SD card, or pictures, and they can be used as for the screensaver to show them in the screensaver mode. Number 6 is the built-in temperature sensor, and number 5 is the loudspeaker that gives the tone for an alarm message or the click sound when it pushes on the device. Then on the right side you see some things from the side. 8 and 9 are connections that are only used for by the factory, to give the device the software. And 7 is the micro SD card again. What you also see here, and it's standard on this device, is the anti-theft protection. It's standard mounted, or it's standard for this device. If you don't want it, you have to remove it, or you have to cut it away. But standard, it's always coming with this anti-theft protection. So then the biggest change, or the very important change, this is this new UX design that we have made. Why did we do it? Because first of all, the most panels that are on the market already are more or less based on something that was already made for central based panels. So and the controls are all mostly the same. In this case, I have looked for a solution for a room-based solution. That means I will explain a little bit of what I see the difference. For the central-based control, you go to the panel, you take some time, you read what you have to control. You have to look where you have to put your finger when you have to control something. So it's more or less taking more time of you to navigate or to control something. In the case of a room-based solution, I think it should be even when I stand with my back to the wall, it must be possible to control your lights. So everything is really based on 3 movements. One is sliding through the pages from left to right. So this is one navigation point, and the other one is tapping. So when you tap, you can or switch things on off, or you can select something, or you can activate, for instance, a scene with it. And then you have the up and down movement, and you could say that every value that you can change are always done with the up and down movement. For instance, dimming the light, then you slide your finger up, and it's not important where you touch on the display. You really, of course, you must be in the area of the control, but it's not you have not to point to a special point where you have to put your finger. Now you can really raise your finger up and it will dim up. And also for blinds, it's in the other direction, so when you move your finger down, the blinds will move down. And also for controlling temperatures, you can go up and down, and selecting light scenes is also moving up and down your finger, and also the fan speeds and so on. So very easy, or very simplified, yeah, it should be much easier to control. I have to say this is mostly in the landscape mode. When you mount the device in the portrait mode, the user concept is a little bit different. So there you have, you could say, a list entry, and you still can control there the main functionalities directly on the page. But when you have some details, you have to tap on the 3 points that are in the control, and then you can set your detail settings. For instance, for a dimmer, you then get a full screen slider to control your lights. So these are some, yeah, you could say, yeah, some examples of the lights theme. So you see here in the left upper corner the 3 controls, in the middle 1 control, and on the right you see a page with 2 controls on it. And yeah, this is the maximum for when the device is mounted in landscape. Here on the bottom left corner, you see, for instance, that the blind is controlled, so the UI changes. And you you see that you're controlling then your blind, and you even feel it because of the haptic feedback. So this is the portrait mode, and in the second from the left you see the main page, how you normally see your control page, and the other page is more on the right. You see how the full screen modes look like. For instance, for the RGB lighting that you see there, the color picker that you can choose your color. But as I said already, is in the light. That was the light mode. This is the darks theme, you could say. Same functionalities, only another color. So then the commissioning I already talked about. We do with the DCA, so it would be take too much time to explain the whole programmation of the device. We have at the moment already a webinar from the device online, so you could look there and you see more details about the commissioning. But important is please try it yourself, because it's very easy. You can download the DCA directly from the KNX shop, or you can go to the Busch-Jaeger catalog site or the abb.com/KNX site. And when you look for the RTU 30, then you will find the device, and you will find there both things, DCA and the application. But of course you need both there. So after you have installed the DCA and the application, and when you select then the application, then you will see that the parameter tab is not filled anymore. There is you see that we there say please use the DCA, and if you have the professional of the ETS, you will also see this tab DCA. And when you go through there, the DCA will open automatically, and it looks the same like the ETS, so you will not be surprised that something is happening. It looks really it's embedded in the ETS. It's really embedded in the ETS, but it looks also like the ETS. It's divided in 5 areas. So one area is for navigation or adding pages, but there you have also a tab on the top to change between navigation and applications. And in the applications you find these applications what I already mentioned, like the time programs and the notification centers and so on, and the internal RTC you find on the application side, and on the navigation side you see the different pages. When you push on one of the pages you can edit some parameters of the page, but you also see then a small layout of the page, and by drag and drop from the upper taskbar you can then drag and drop your control element to this page, and directly on the right side the parameters of this control will open, and below there and you will directly also see the communication objects of this control. And if you change anything on the parameters that has effect on the communication objects, you will see this change. And on the right side of that you see the group addresses. This is the copy of the ETS group addresses, but the good thing is that you have them both in the same area, so that you can directly drag and drop or the communication object to the group address, or the group address to the communication object. So it's all up to you. Yeah, and what I said, it's not only for this device but for more devices from us, and also in the future I think more and more devices will come in this same DCA tool. Yeah, one notification when you change here from portrait mode in landscape mode, or in the other way around, be aware that the whole your whole configuration is deleted, and you have to start again. So it's very important to be sure in the beginning that you have chosen the right mounting direction, or how it's mounted. So maybe not so important, but for yeah, of course it's important to know what is the price of the device. So these are list prices. You have to ask your supplier, of course, what is your price. We can only give the list price that we have. And underneath you see the article numbers and the order codes, one for the Busch-Jaeger and one for the ABB. And yeah, the only difference in the article code is that the Busch-Jaeger one has 11 in the middle, and the ABB ones have the 1 in the middle. And the 811 is the white one, and the 825 is the black one. And yeah, maybe also very important is that it's already available, so you can order it today, and yeah, it's available at our stocks. It's available, so maybe not directly at the wholesaler, but we can deliver to them. So I think in the meantime, because this is recorded, I already answered all your Q&A questions, or yeah, it's the same. And I thank you very much for your attention, but of course for your participation, and I hope to see you soon again here at Busch-Jaeger or ABB. Thank you very much. Bye bye.